The School of Hard Knocks 20 took place at the Cypress Center in Medicine Hat. Professional and amateur fighters from across Canada battled it out in the Hard Knocks cage.
This School of Hard Knocks fight is an amateur bout in the 145-pound division and is brought to you by the Fight Network. And now, let's meet the fighters.
Fight number 3 now about to get set as we welcome Kyle Bunny Love Forge to the cage, an independent out of Sorrento, British Columbia, 145 pounds. The 0-2 17-year-old is making his way down to the cage.
Yeah, 17 years old. Got the name Bunny Love from Bible camp when he was a young lad. Well, he is a young lad here at 17 years old. Already 2 fights. Started fighting when he was 15 years old. I remember myself at 15, not ready to enter an MMA cage.
No, and this, I mean, you know, as Kyle Forge gets ready to step into the cage, has that advantage of being young and also the advantage as an amateur. I can't stress the fact enough that with amateur fighters, it doesn't matter if you lose 100 amateur fights and never win a single one. As long as you win 100 pro fights and never lose a single one, people will consider you the greatest fighter of all time. And I mean, it's the amount of gaining experience. He said in his first fight, he lost it due to a guillotine choke, found himself panicking, didn't even think about trying to defend it, just tapped immediately. And as he gets older, as he gains more experience, you'll start to see those decisions made a little better.
Well, he's actually moving into Calgary here in August, so he's going to be looking for a gym. So maybe seeing this tape, he can put it out and show it to his gyms and say, this is what I have, make me better. And a lot of great gyms in Calgary for Kyle Forge, who I will forever remember the nickname of Bunny Love.
Yeah, you can't exactly forget the nickname Bunny Love. And it's on his fight gear, it's on his hoodies, it's on his t-shirts that he already has, so this nickname not going away is Bunny Love, despite the grief he might get about it
for the rest of his life.
From guys in the fight game. But you know, if you come out with maybe a softer nickname, proves you have to be harder in the cage. And speaking of hard in the cage, Mitchell Carlson is coming out now, 18 years old, 5'9", looking for his first victory as an amateur coming into this fight, 0-3.
Yeah, you look at the difference of these two guys. Bunny Love coming out with a little bit of a nice relaxed statement, relaxed with his music, relaxed everything. And you look at how Mitchell Carlson comes out, he racing, he left everybody behind, he came right to the cage, he's ready to go. You look for him here, 0-3, Bunny Love being 0-2, and the two of them, one of them is going to win their first fight, which is always memorable for anyone, and he feels that his first couple of opponents weren't matched all that well for him, didn't give him an opportunity to be able to really compete, as, you know, sometimes with the matching, it just doesn't go
well,
the right
and
way.
his last two opponents, 39 years old, 28 years old. He was 17 years old when he started fighting, now an 18-year-old. Feels that they had the life experience to give them a better shot once they got into the cage. Again, we talked with Kyle Forge about the panic that set in because he wasn't old enough, wasn't mature enough to continue working that decision. And on the other side of that, you also see the same thing with Mitchell Carlson, not having the experience and his opponents being able to kind of get in his head a little, as opposed to what we saw in what we may see in this fight tonight.
And we're going to go to Jaden Nance to introduce the fighters.
And now, the official Hard Knocks fighter introductions. In the first on-site restoration blue corner, he's 0-2 as an amateur and weighed in at 143 1/2 pounds. Fighting as an independent from Sorrento, British Columbia, please welcome Hard Knocks fighter Kyle Bunny Love Forge. And in the Ralph's Texas Bar and Steakhouse red corner, he's 0-3 as an amateur and weighed in at 147 pounds. Fighting out of Underground Training Center from Medicine Hat, please welcome Hard Knocks fighter Mitchell Carlson. This bout will be contested under amateur rules. The referee in charge of the Hard Knocks action is Mr. Bernie Pohl.
So as we get set for our third fight of the night, Mitchell Carlson in the gray and black trunks out of the red corner. In the blue corner, in the red trunks, Kyle Forge. And Jeremy, just looking at these two fighters, Carlson looks a little calmer than Forge does. Forge a little nervous look on his face, and not that may mean anything, but always interesting to get an early take on the fighters.
Yeah, nerves, a lot of fighters, when we talk to them, oh, and a big shot there, and it is over.
That fight is over in a hurry, as trying to throw a spinning kick was Mitchell Carlson, or was Kyle Forge rather, and Mitchell Carlson met him with a hard right hand and followed it up with several more, and Kyle Forge is down and out hard. The doctor is taking a look at him. He's rolling around in pain. A very vicious finish from Mitchell Carlson, who steps in and gets his first win emphatically.
And he tattooed Kyle Forge. And Kyle Forge right now, we're going to look at the replay. Trying here for missing in the first shot here. A nice try at a jumping kick, and bam, there it is. This fight is over at this point right here, and 3 or 4 more shots just for good measure.
The referee trying to get in there and trying to stop this fight, and as a result, Kyle Forge ate a couple unnecessary punches as the referee was quick to get in, but maybe not quick enough for Kyle Forge's purposes.
Well, and when Kyle Forge came to, he said he was ready to fight. And unfortunately, when you get knocked out, your head goes into 7 different ways, and you wake up and you don't know where you are, you don't know what to do, but you go into fight or flight. And right now, if you look, that was a vicious shot by Mitchell Carlson, winning his first fight by knockout. And if we have an award for knockout of the night, that just might be it. There's an early contender there. We go now to Jay Denance in the center of the cage for the official decision.
And now the official decision, brought to you by the Fight Network. The winner by knockout at 13 seconds in the very first round, in the red corner, Mitchell Carlson!
To find out more about Hard Knocks Fighting and upcoming Hard Knocks events, please visit hardknocksfighting.com.
This School of Hard Knocks fight is an amateur bout in the 145-pound division and is brought to you by Ginger Kids Studios, School of Hard Knocks 20, official photographer. And now, let's meet the fighters.
We're back here at Hard Knocks 20 here in Medicine Hat, Alberta, for the fourth fight on our card. Coming down to the cage, they call him the Hebrew Hammer, Scott Tranborg from Outlaw MMA in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. 145 pounds, 1-1 as an amateur, 28 years old.
Yeah, and his one loss came at the hands of a very, very strong wrestler, someone that I used to train with back in Regina, and you learned a lot from that loss to someone as strong of a wrestler as his first opponent, Sean Quinn. And he went back to the gym and he learned how to defend against wrestlers like that. He considers cardio and conditioning his strength, able to push the pace for the entire action of the fight, which is something that not many amateurs can claim.
Both of these guys, both these fighters, very proficient in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. A blue belt for Scott Tranborg. Says he feels, though, that more of a grappler and more of a ground game technician, so he wants to spend more time striking and did so for this camp. And works with a relatively small gym. Outlaw MMA, just 9 guys in the gym, and feels that small gym allows them that family feeling and gives him more one-on-one attention with his coaches.
And you look at Scott Tranborg, considers himself a martial artist first and a fighter second, and he's looking forward to his fight against his opponent, who's coming down now, Randy Chung, Gracie Baja.
Yeah, we saw Randy just one event ago at Hard Knocks 19. We also saw him at Hard Knocks 2. Both wins by choking out his opponent, 2-0 in his amateur career, and feels that the guys at Gracie Baja give him an advantage when it comes to training.
Yeah, he's got a very good base of jiu-jitsu guys to compete against at Gracie Baja, including a Hard Knocks fighter that we see in the background, James Haddad, one of the very successful guys who started with us at the very beginning of the Hard Knocks, is there and is a constant training partner of Randy Chung. But Randy Chung is also a Sanshou fighter as well, which is a Chinese form of kickboxing. And he won previously a silver at the Canadian National Championships in Sanshou. So not only does he have the training in the Gracie Baja system of Jiu-Jitsu, but also that Sanshou background.
Yeah, purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under Gracie Baja, and that's not an easy thing to accomplish. But also a sense of humor on Randy at the weigh-ins last night. Did the weigh-in when it came for the tail of the tape photos, the square-off photo that they put on the website. He brought out a bag of chips to share with his opponent.
Healthy potato chips.
Healthy potato chips. They had already weighed in, so it wasn't an issue for them to worry about, will this chip make me fat enough to be a problem. But Scott Tranborg happily accepted the potato chip and showed a little sportsmanship, a little sense of humor coming from Randy Chung as he brought out the snacks for the party, and just the one arm up there in his photo. A good sense of humor on Randy Chung, weighed in at 144 pounds. Comes in a little heavier than Scott Tranborg yesterday, but of course all of that could have changed between yesterday and today, as is well known in mixed martial arts, of course. Fighters putting on the pounds after the weigh-in and getting some of the weight that they cut back.
Yeah, a fighter at 144 could lose as much as 10 to 12 pounds before his fight. So we're passing it to the cage to Jada Nance.
And now the official Hard Knocks fighter introductions. In the first on-site restoration blue corner, he's 1-1 as an amateur and weighed in at 142 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Outlaw MMA from Saskatoon, please welcome Hard Knocks fighter Scott the Hebrew Hammer Tranborg. And in the Ralph's Texas Bar and Steakhouse red corner, he's 2-0 as an amateur and weighed in at 144 pounds. Fighting out of Gracie Baja from Calgary, please welcome Hard Knocks fighter Randy Chung. This bout will be contested under amateur rules. The referee in charge of the Hard Knocks action is Mr. Bernie Pohl.
Randy Chung in the black trunks out of the red corner, in the blue trunks in the blue corner, Scott Tranberg, and we are underway momentarily here at the Hard Knocks Fighting Championship as we see both of these fighters who have spent a lot of time watching each other's fights and preparing and watching and studying the game tape. So it'll be interesting to see how this fight shakes out.
Yeah, if you look at these two guys, this is going to be a martial arts fight as well. A very precise striking by both these guys, both on target with shots already. Big shot there by Scott Tranberg.
Yeah, nice right hand lands, and Randy Chung responds with a nice throw down to the ground, winds up in the half guard, trying to pass quickly, and we know from experience here in the Hard Knocks that the Gracie Baja gym in Calgary trains these guys to get out, get quick, and get an arm bar, although Randy Chung prefers the choke.
Yeah, and to each their own. And if everybody's expecting you to do an armbar because that's the staple of your gym, and you're able to choke because they're watching for an armbar, good for him. But big bombs here by Randy Chung.
Yeah, Randy landing some nice strikes from the top, doing some good job on the bottom defending, though. Scott Tranberg finding himself eating a couple more punches, and again, mix the purple belt jiu-jitsu with the Sancho kickboxing, and you've got a very effective fighter in Randy Chung. Scott Tranberg in tough here in the early going.
Yeah, and he was very effective with his takedown, got the double underhooks and was able to take him down. So again, all three aspects of martial arts, and now trying to work to side control, but back to the guard. Great job by Scott Tranberg getting back to a position where he can defend.
A blue belt himself is Tranberg, so no stranger to jiu-jitsu. Both of these fighters expected the fight to go to the ground. It'll be and both of these fighters needing to work their game plan from here, and an attempt there at a triangle choke from Tranberg, but gave up on it pretty quickly when he realized he wouldn't be able to sink it in.
Yeah, and if you look again, Randy Chung is being very patient with his striking, picking his moments. Another big set of bombs there by Chung as he postures up. And a nice up kick attempt by Scott Tranberg. But as they continue to go now, big bombs by Randy Chung.
Both of Randy Chung landing very effective strikes whenever he gets the chance to posture up. Tranberg trying to hold on to him at this point, but Chung does manage to slip free and grab himself a couple more strikes. A very effective here opening 2 minutes for Randy Chung, and Tranberg again maybe was looking for a triangle. It didn't arrive, it didn't appear, and as a result is now eating more fists as Chung is postured up and dropping those bombs from the top. Tranberg in a lot of trouble here at the end of round one. 3 punches undefended to the nose of Tranberg from Randy Chung.
Yeah, and Tranberg still intelligently defending, but Randy Chung just laying down the bombs here as he continues. Now, if you watch him, he's putting his head up against the cage and trying to push his head up against a flat surface. That's so the head doesn't have an opportunity when it gets struck to bounce back. It does more damage that way when you have something to punch against, and Randy Chung, very intelligent striker, and showing that off here. Down to our last couple seconds now.
And there is the end of round one. Randy Chung finishes that round on top, where he spent the entirety of the first round with a smile on the face, nevertheless, of Scott Tranberg as he comes over to get some advice from his coaches. And again, a very effective performance in round number one from Randy Chung.
Yeah, if you are a person who can keep people down and dominate them on the ground and keep good position, you are going to be a very effective mixed martial arts fighter. And Randy Chung just proved that there with a nice dominant round.
Yeah, very nice opening round as he gets some advice from James Haddad about where to go and how to finish the fight. I mean, Scott Tranberg took a lot of punishment too. Let's not forget he ate a lot of punches from Randy Chung there in that round, and as a result may need to put a little more offense on display as he heads into round number two.
Well, and it could be just the ability of Randy Chung to keep him on the ground, whereas Scott Tranberg might want to run a more of a standing game plan. So we'll see if he's able to execute that standing game plan here in the second round as they get started.
Tranberg eager to come out. Chung just waiting patiently. Fist down. Doors are closed. Referees ready. Fighters are ready. And round two now underway. And again, touching gloves and coming out with the quick jab is Scott Tranberg.
Yeah, you touch the gloves, and then that fight's on. I think if Randy Chung had been hit by those, and nice 2 good shots by Scott Tranberg, had Randy Chung been hit by those, maybe he might not have do it in the 3rd round.
Both fighters landing some effective strikes here in the early going of round number 2. Big leg kick there from Randy Chung, connected right on the knee, and then on the inside of that same knee, and returning the favor is Scott Tranberg.
Yeah, big difference in the way that these guys are executing their leg kicks. You look at Randy Chung is hitting and pushing through and then retreating his legs, whereas Scott Tranberg is hitting and then following through. The importance on a leg kick is getting your leg back to a good solid position almost immediately after you strike. So hitting, pushing through, and then landing that back down so you're in a good defensible position. If you hit and then let it linger, that's when you get caught. A nice spinning back fist there by Randy Chung.
Huge spinning back fist connects. And Randy Chung is seeming to get a little bit better of the striking here. Tries the spinning back fist, but Tranberg ducks under that one and lands a punch of his own as Chung retreats.
And you can see the look on Tranberg's face, like, you got me once, you're not going to get me with that one again.
Again, more kicks coming from Randy Chung, and starting to back off now a little bit is Scott Tranberg. He was pushing the pace forward, but the leg kicks seem to have been doing their damage and doing it effectively as Tranberg putting the weight a little more gingerly on that front leg.
Yeah, leg kicks might not end a fight, but leg kicks are very effective at not only slowing your opponent down offensively, but slowing them down defensively again, because if you continue to check those leg kicks, they hurt.
And the spinning back fist did land again there as he came in for the kick, but just behind the ear, the wrist more landing than the fist, and as a result, not much damage done from that blow.
Yeah, it's very compact. The effectiveness of a spinning back fist is when you get the big lever of a far away punch and you get that big speed built up. Randy's doing it from a little too in close to do a lot of damage.
Big kick there from Tranberg, going for the head kick, glanced off the shoulder of Chung. And Chung again kicking, and Tranberg backing up now from those kicks onto his front leg. A very effective round here, standing from both fighters, and this one a little tougher to call, but I think it may end up going in favor of Randy Chung with just 22 seconds left here in round number 2, but an effective round for both fighters here.
Yeah, Scott Tranberg has landed some pretty good shots, and he's landed a few kicks, but Randy Chung definitely getting the better of these exchanges as it is.
A big punch to the kidney there, and a big spinning kick gets through, and smiling about it is Scott Tranberg, and he'll go back to his corner. His chin very effective in that round as he took some big strikes and was able to keep on coming forward.
Well, and don't forget, these guys appreciate good technique, even when it's done on them. And you look at Scott Tranberg there, he got a nice spinning kick right to the gut, but said, hey, that hurt. I appreciate that you did it, though. It was well done, and it just shows, again, mixed martial arts over any sport, you find that once you're in the cage, you're trying to hurt your opponent, yet you're still showing some great respect for them. And here's that spinning back fist there. That one landed with the wrist, so not too much damage there.
Yeah, but again, showing an innovative offense from Randy Chung there, getting in there, because I'm sure that the spinning back fist, not the hugest part of Sancho Karate, but does land it in, or Sancho Kickboxing rather, but he does land the strike, and we'll get into for the third time in 4 fights heading into the third round. Never been to round number 2 had been Scott Tranberg, and so he's entering uncharted territory, as is Randy Chung. Both of his wins coming in the first round as well, and again, the touch glove jab from Scott Tranberg.
Hey, one of these times, Randy Chung is just going to take that personally.
Coming forward, ducking under a kick from Tranberg, now into a clinch, and driving knees into the midsection of Tranberg is Chung.
An over-under position here being dominated by Chung because he's using his overhook to his advantage, whereas Scott Tranberg was not using it and letting Randy Chung dominate both the overhook and the underhook, which it has to be a 50-50 there if you want to defend properly.
Trying the front kick was Tranberg, just kept him a little bit distant from Chung, who was throwing a right hand, trying to catch now one of those kicks and finding himself in a bad spot is Randy Chung. Potential guillotine there, but doing a good job of defending it and getting away from it is Randy Chung, who secures the takedown and finds himself now in the guard of Tranberg.
Well, and the arm is still in there, so you can look at Randy Chung is going to be very patient here. Though just a one-arm guillotine, though, so not much damage, but if you're not careful, he has that ability to put that other arm in there, which is going to cause you to damage. So if you look at Randy Chung, he's going to be very patient. He's going to try and get into a good, solid position.
Well, I think Chung has the wrist of Tranberg trapped underneath him and is holding it with his other hand on the other side. So Tranberg might find himself in a bad spot here because Chung can start landing punches like that one, but now Tranberg does get his wrist free and puts Chung back in the guard.
Yeah, and you look at Scott Tranberg with his head and back up against the cage. He's going to try and push himself up there to be able to get back to his feet because he needs to get this fight to the feet if he wants a chance of winning it, because I don't think he won either of the first 2 rounds.
A minute and 12 left in round number 1. Tranberg looking up at the clock on the screen and checking out how much time was left. And Chung, again, doing a very good job here on top and looking to secure himself a victory after being the likely winner of rounds 1 and 2.
Yeah, being nice and patient here. He knows he doesn't have to push the pace, so he's going to pick his shots, pick his battles, and 3 nice big shots there from the top.
Yeah, again, posturing up nicely and still landing strikes.
Yeah, and it looks like Scott Tranberg is going and looking at the clock again. So, maybe wanting this fight to be over here. You were down to 30 seconds on our feature clock.
Again, Randy Chung continuing to dominate from the top. Has to be careful, though, Jeremy. We have seen other fighters here in the past throw those strikes from up top and end up getting caught in an armbar. But Chung now content to get down on Tranberg with just 10 seconds left in this fight and likely willing to just hold on and secure the victory, likely confident in his position in this fight on the judges' scorecards. He lands a couple more punches. A very entertaining fight by these two grapplers. Little stand-up, little groundwork as this fight comes to a close, and we'll have to wait for the judges' official decision to determine the winner.
Yeah, both these guys did an effective job with both everything. I think that Scott Tranberg might have been a little overmatched with Randy Chung, and here we look near the end of the fight as they look to finish it off. And again, it looks like Randy Chung dominated most aspects of that fight and continued to be effective for all parts of the fight. He was effective in his grappling, effective in his jiu-jitsu, effective in his striking, and his wrestling was very good. So great job here by Randy Chung. We're going to the judges' decisions, but it looks like Randy won all 3 of those rounds, but we'll see how those judges' cards come out. It looks like we have our official decision, so we're going to go to Jay Denance, who's in the center of the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the official decision brought to you by Ginger Kids Studios. The winner by unanimous decision in the red corner, Randy Chung!
Randy Chung pushing his record to 3-0. He's in the cage with Ryan.
So Randy, I'll get you here, center of the cage. You come in after a couple quicker fights, a couple quicker victories. This one goes the distance. How's the conditioning?
Good enough. I was looking for this type of fight, a tough guy like this guy. I was honored to fight him.
Looked like you were trying to throw a little, you had a couple spinning back fists. You secured a nice takedown here on the replay camera. Got it in. He looked like he was trying to secure the guillotine. Some nice defense from you to get him down.
Yeah, it was okay, I guess.
So 3-0 now as an amateur. What's next for you? Keeping coming back to the Hard Knocks cage.
We're up, man. Yeah. I'll keep coming back. Yeah.
And I'm sure you got some coaches and sponsors to thank.
My corner, Walton, Bill, James, Gracie, Baja, Calgary, my Zhonghong, Sanda, Chinese kickboxing. Thanks to the Medicine Hat fans for coming out and supporting Hard Knocks. Represent, yo.
One more time for your winner, Randy Chung.
To find out more about Hard Knocks Fighting and upcoming Hard Knocks events, please visit hardknocksfighting.com.
This School of Hard Knocks fight is an amateur bout in the 155-pound division and is brought to you by Ridge Spine and Sports Center. And now, let's meet the fighters.
Our next fight of the night features Anthony Isbister, an independent fighter out of Saskatoon, fighting at 155 pounds, 21 years old, 6'3", making his amateur debut, Jeremy.
Yeah, he grew up as a hockey player, did Isbister, pretty tough guy, and he thought as he was going forward that his athleticism in all sports that he's done would translate well to MMA. He doesn't have any formal training as it was, but a really tough guy and ready to go. He does train a little bit with Tyler O'Brien, who we're going to see later on tonight against Chris Lozon, and he thinks that, again, going back to something like Shady Yellowbird, doing a little bit of training off of the techniques learned on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, I talked to him and he said, again, getting to a gym has been tough for him because of his work schedule, and is really unable to get into a consistent training schedule as an amateur, but feels like his skills are at the point where he wants to test them. He wants to get into the cage and give his skills a test, and again, the ability to do that as an amateur without it really counting against you.
Yeah, and Anthony Isbister, he's got the tools here with that athleticism, and he's got some height, can still put on some weight at 155 pounds at 6'3". We're going to look at someone with Curtis Belcourt coming out right now, who's 5'11" and 155 pounds, and we noticed the big difference in the height and weight differential with the earlier fighters, with Kevin Legacy and Ryan Dittery.
Yeah, I mean, in that fight, you saw the difference between a 5'8", 190-pounder and a 6'3", 190-pounder. And while the height difference not exactly, only a 4-inch height difference at this point, but Curtis Belcourt said he considers himself a striker, wants to get in and win by TKO or KO, but it'll be whether or not he can get into the cage and get inside the reach of Anthony Isbister, who you see at both of them weighing in about 1 pound difference there. The big advantage, though, may be for Curtis Belcourt, having been in the cage before, having had his hand raised in victory before, and the local fighter will certainly have the crowd behind him as well.
Well, we talked about cage experience, and the first time you get into a cage, you're going to know whether it's for you and whether it's something you want to do or if it's something you want to have nothing to do with. And Curtis Belcourt's already been through that battle testing, trial by fire, as it were, and he has gone and he's passed that. So now he's going to go through and he's going to focus on his training. He doesn't have any knowledge of his opponent, wasn't able to find any tape. Obviously, Anthony Isbister doesn't have any tape, being as this is his first fight. But, he thinks his experience is going to be an advantage, and we'll see as this fight goes on.
Yeah, Curtis Belcourt now stepping into the cage again. Medicine Hat, Alberta, where he resides and where we are tonight. A strong hometown following for Curtis Belcourt.
And now, the official Hard Knocks fighter introductions. In the first on-site Restoration blue corner, It's his amateur debut, and he weighed in at 154 1/2 pounds. Fighting as an independent from Saskatoon, please welcome Hard Knocks fighter, Anthony Isbister. And in the Ralph's Texas Bar and Steakhouse red corner, he's 1-0 as an amateur and weighed in at 156 pounds. Fighting out of Underground Training Center from Medicine Hat, please welcome Hard Knocks fighter, Curtis Belcourt. This bout will be contested under amateur rules. The referee in charge of the Hard Knocks action is Mr. Mark Aparicio.
Curtis Belcourt in the black trunks out of the red corner, black tights for Anthony Isbister out of the blue corner. And the easier way to tell them apart, a little more of a tan for Curtis Belcourt than Anthony Isbister, who will come out and make his amateur debut, and we'll see how quickly this one goes. A quick start here and a big looping left hand that connected there as Isbister tries to land one, and coming forward is Belcourt and tries to take this fight to the ground, but is unsuccessful against the taller Isbister.
Yeah, he's being very aggressive here and pushing forward, definitely pushing the pace. Great thing here for Anthony Isbister. He got caught with a big shot, and he kept on coming, and that's a big thing and a big test in your first MMA, is to see how good that chin is. No one in the average day gets punched in the face, so you never know how it's gonna go for you the first time you get a nice big shot, and a good secure takedown here by Curtis Belcourt.
Yeah, Belcourt tried the double leg, switched it to a single, then switched back to a double. Little bit of blood in the match now, not sure where it's coming from. Might be coming from the nose of Belcourt there as he finds himself in a power position here in the mount, but Isbister doing a good job of keeping his head down, and now the punches will start to come from Belcourt. Referee right on top of the action just in case, but Isbister doing some intelligent defense, gets away from it, and is now eating shots to the ribs.
Yeah, big shots here by Curtis Belcourt, and a little bit of playing possum there by Anthony Isbister. Looked like he was going to turn away. Jumping on top was Belcourt, but then he went back flat again and was able to delay that onslaught a little bit. Up a little high here is Belcourt, now getting back down to a good solid mount position.
Again, a solid mount here from Belcourt as Isbister and Belcourt look, and now both are bleeding. Isbister bleeding from the top. A choke is secured. We'll see if Isbister can get out of it or whether or not Belcourt has this one. He now is back. There's the tap, and this fight is over. We've got a finish as Curtis Belcourt improves to 2-0, and Anthony Isbister falls to 0-1 in his debut. A nice performance there from Curtis Belcourt.
Yeah, great job by Curtis Belcourt, although the cartwheel, I think, needs to be finished off with a backflip, or else you're better just to not do anything. But Curtis Belcourt very excited, and a dominant performance by him as he was able to...
Ladies and gentlemen, it is last call for food at our VIP tables. Last call. Grab some grub before it's gone.
We have some great VIPs here, so our crowd making sure that we get some VIP tables. But as you look, as he slips it on here from a little bit of a weird position, but then gets to a more traditional position on the rear naked choke as Isbister tries to roll through and defend. And as soon as he rolls through, there's the tap, and you get that elbow underneath the chin, and it's lights out very quickly. So good on Anthony Isbister for tapping when he did. He didn't have that I'm not going to tap out and put yourself in danger. So again, Curtis Belcourt pushing his record to 2-0, and we're going to have the decision in just a moment. And we go back now for the official decision to Jay Denance.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the official decision brought to you by Ridge Spine and Support Center. The winner by rear naked choke at 1 minute and 50 seconds in the very first round, in the red corner, Curtis Belcourt.
Curtis Belcourt now 2-0 as
Curtis, you
entries with
moved to
Ryan.
2-0 for your amateur career. I heard you come over and say to your opponent that he's got a pretty stiff jab.
Ah, no, we're good. We're good. Hope you can see, yeah, she's bleeding pretty good.
Looks like he caught you early, but after you secured the takedown, it was all you. Walk us through the finish here up on the screen.
Oh, I was trying to punch him, and he just rolled over and snuck it in there and felt good. I could feel it on his neck, so squeezed away and didn't take too long.
Now, it looked like he tried to roll out of it, and that's when you really got it in there.
Oh, yeah, once I had it on, I knew he wasn't getting it out. It was under his chin. And
Now, I'm assuming you have some coaches and sponsors to thank?
oh, yeah, I got my coaches, everybody I train with at the Underground Gym. It's awesome. All my friends, family for coming out, supporting me. My beautiful girlfriend for putting up with my and, yeah, him for coming out and fighting me tonight. That's awesome.
All right, one more time for your hometown boy and your winner, Curtis Belcourt.
To find out more about Hard Knocks Fighting and upcoming Hard Knocks events, please visit hardknocksfighting.com. Now for the official Hard Knocks Fighters introductions. In the Build 360 blue corner, he weighed in at 142 pounds. Fighting out of Arashido in Red Deer, please welcome Hard Knocks fighter Chantha Petite Pain Bun. And in the Two Amigos and Company red corner, he weighed in at 143 pounds. Fighting out of Canuckles in Calgary, please welcome Hard Knocks fighter Chad the Monster and Hellinger. This bout will be contested under professional rules. The referee in charge of the Hard Knocks action is Len Coivisto.
Len Coivisto, the referee. The two fighters agreeing to touch gloves there before this one gets underway. Cage doors are locked. It's time for the big boys. Our first professional fight of the evening as Chanthabun in the all-black trunks comes out to meet Chad and Hellinger in the black, white, and gray.
On both guys feeling each other out, but you're going to see a big difference in the style of striking and how good the striking is between these guys, and they're just swinging bombs at this point.
Nice knee there landed by Ann Hellinger. Both fighters landing punches. Chanthabun seems to be getting the better of the exchange as well.
Well, actually, it looks like Ann Hellinger has caught him with a nice shot, and Bun is bleeding that. And although the shots by Bun are bigger and stronger, and Hellinger's are more accurate, and they are landing dead on, full fist on face.
Yeah, blood now pouring out of the nose of Chanthabun, and Chad and Hellinger lands a nice kick and keeps it following it through with a nice 1-2.
Yeah, again, these guys here, this is what they want to do for a living, so you can really see the difference in the dedication between the amateurs. But again, both these guys, and Ann Hellinger again with a huge shot and a head kick there, and Bun does not look good.
But Bun catches on Hellinger coming in and lands a nice shot that drops Ann Hellinger, and now he's got the guillotine choke on. Can he secure the submission? Leaning back into it, driving his hips up, trying to get the submission here, but Chad Ann Hellinger has that one arm out, and he's going to be trying to pull his chin out and create some separation.
He looks okay right now. He doesn't look like he's panicking. He's slowly working his chin in, which means he has a little bit of air in there. If I were Chanthabun right now, now. I'd be hipping in and really strong trying to get it. It's going to be all or none at this point, and if I can't get it after a little bit, I'd let go to save my arm.
And Chantabun's eye is nearly swollen shut as well. There is a big mouse growing on the side of his face, and Chad Anheliger has landed some damage and now pops his head out and starts raining blows down, and a good job to get away, lands a kick to the face, and again, not much vision there from the eye of Chantabun. That eye is nearly swollen shut, and it is growing at a grotesque manner. We're going to get a stoppage. The doctor's going to get a look at this as Chad Anheliger has done some damage to the face of Chantabun.
Yeah, damage is an understatement. If you look at the face of Chantabun, that eye is swollen, almost completely shut. Now the danger here, and the doctor may stop this. If he doesn't, that's fine. But if the doctor stops this, it's just to protect Chantabun, because
this fight is over. Chantabun's eye is swollen shut. Chad Anheliger doing incredible damage. This is not the same fighter we saw 7 months ago.
Yeah, more mature and more focused, I could say so. He hit him with a bomb of a left kick right to the face, and you can see on Chantabun's face, he's already got the ice to reduce that swelling. Wow, this is a great performance by Chad Anheliger, and hopefully he can start turning around that record. I know he's going to be looking to even it up at 2-2 as soon as possible.
Covered in the blood of his opponent, Chad Anheliger celebrates, and again, Chantabun does not look pretty, and he'll have to again look for another solution as he falls to 0-3 as a professional.
Yeah, he's got all of the right aspects, and he's got all the right attributes to being a great fighter. If maybe just he needs to more focused time at his gym, and I know he was originally independent, doing a little training at Arashido. He's going now more at Arashido, and as he focuses more on his training at Arashido, which is again a great gym. We see a lot of our great fighters, our main events and our co-main event have Arashido fighters. In fact, all 3 of our next 3 fights have Arashido fighters, and all 3 of those fighters are killers. So we're hoping here that Chantabun can come back and look for to get his first professional win in his next fight.
Make sure you check out the vehicle graphic from Speed Pro Signs Calgary downtown. They did the official Hard Knocks Jeep. It's sitting right outside here at Century Casino. It all starts with an idea. And now, the official decision brought to you by the Fight Network. The winner by TKO due to doctor stoppage at 2 minutes and 15 seconds in the first round. Out of the red corner, Chad the Monster Anheliger.
Yeah, the Monster Anheliger with a dominant performance over Chantabun, and just looking at the eye as he comes out.
Chad, I'll get you here in the center of the cage. You came in tonight 0-2, and I don't know what you did with the Chad we saw before, but you're not the same fighter at all.
I just came to fight hard like I do every time. I still made some mental mistakes, but I'm getting better every time.
Now, when you came in and saw, because I got to admit, that got a little grotesque towards the end of the fight. You swelled up his face pretty good.
What my teacher taught me is be the one to excel the violence. That's what I did.
Now you've been working with your coaches. What's been the difference between when we saw you 7 months ago and today?
I train like a professional fighter all the time, not just when there's a fight now. It's my whole life. I'm in the gym every day, teaching, cornering, doing everything that helps. It's the only thing I think about.
Well, if people don't watch this game tape, they won't be prepared for the new Chad. I'll let you get to your teammates. Congratulations.
Your winner!
They corner Knuckles. Everybody at Knuckles helps out like crazy. They all donate their time for us fighters, and all the fans came out to support me. I told you I'd do it.
Chad the Monster Anheliger!